Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing on this Saturday, September 10th, 2022? You guys know what that means. Saturday, it is football time here in Tennessee and across the nation. Super excited for all these games today. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. This is a new show we're doing here on the channel where we talk about college football, college games that we've got our eyes on all throughout the day. There's a lot going on today, starting at noon, going all the way, running all the way down to 11 o'clock tonight. Mississippi State taking on Arizona. That game's going to be on FS1 if you want to check that out. I will definitely be watching that game. I'll be watching football all day. This is every school, everybody's playing. We're in full swing here. Week 2 of the college football season. Super excited here at Bet It All Sports. We're just ready to get jumping right into it. So the first game that we're going to be taking a look at, there's a couple games starting at noon that are some pretty decent games. You got Arkansas taking on South Carolina, Miami taking on Southern Miss, Ohio State taking on Arkansas, and Texas taking on Alabama. But we're going to go ahead and talk about the notable games that we are actually putting our money on. These are some big games. These are, games that we expect all these bigger name schools to win. Arkansas, South Carolina could be a bit of a toss-up there. Arkansas ranked number 16, but not too worried about that. Like, say, Clemson, number 5, is taking on Furman today. That's not. I mean, I don't even know why they're on the schedule. But we're looking at some of these better games, like Alabama, Texas, I think will be a decent game today. And also I think the Pitt, Tennessee game will be really good. Tennessee ranked number 24 now, everyone. Yeah, we're on the board. Let's go. Taking on Pitt, that is number 17 in the rankings. That game is going to be on ABC at 3:30, guys. So let's go ahead and take a look at those standings real quick. We're looking at the over here. That's what we're looking at. We're taking a gander at the over because right now the line opened up somewhere around, I believe it was here. We'll take a look right at it and see. Line opened up at 5, and now it is sitting at 5.5. It was up to 6.5 at one point, but now it's up to 5, or back down to 5.5. So Tennessee is a 5.5 point favorite, minus 225 on the money line, and the total is 64.5, which it opened up at 64, and now it's at 64.5. So a lot of money on the over at the total for this one, but I mean, I honestly think it goes over. I don't see it not. Tennessee scores a lot of damn points, guys. We all know this, if you follow Tennessee, as you can see. The podcast and the whole operation and the show coming out of the Bet It All Sports Media Studios here is all out of East Tennessee. So, we know a thing or two about how things work around here for the Vols. We haven't been able to get it done in past years. We've been able to put up a lot of points. And Pittsburgh, Tennessee last year, it was pretty high scoring. It scares me because there's so much money on the over, but I mean, I highly doubt it goes under. I do not. I mean, if this game ends up being like a 19-6 or 7 or something, there's no way that happens. There's just no way that happens. Both these offenses are going to put up points. And I think that's why there's so much money on the over, because I think it insanely goes over. I think once the game starts, that 64.5 jumps up to probably like 69, something like that. It's just because I know Tennessee can put up points, and I know Pittsburgh can put up points. As far as the game itself, who I think gets it, I mean, I'm going to have to roll Tennessee. I mean, what can I say? I got to roll Tennessee here, minus 5.5 on the point spread. I think those are the best odds you can get right now. A little bit more money edging out, but not by much over there on that line. But I think a good line to get, 6.5 if you can get it. But, right now the line over at all the sports books I'm checking out is 5.5. So Pittsburgh's sitting at 5.5 right now. If you get them at, plus 7 or any more than that, that would probably be decent when the game starts. That could be something you could look at, a little live bet, because I think this one stays close. I think there's a lot of scoring. I think everybody thinks there's a lot of scoring. It makes me want to take the under, but I just can't bring myself to do it because I know Tennessee themselves can score 64 points. as long as they're not playing like an elite defense. And I don't think Pittsburgh has an elite defense. I know they're talked about to be great and good and whatever, but it's still an SEC team down here, University of Tennessee. I don't care what anyone says. SEC talent is far better than any other talent out there, especially out there in Pittsburgh. So I'm rolling with Tennessee minus 5.5 on the money line and the over of 64.5. Or 64.5. As we speak, it just dropped down to 62.5. So that's good, or maybe not. Anyway, we're gonna keep going here. That's kind of disturbing right there, but we're gonna roll with it. We're gonna roll with the over 64.5. I think that jumps back up. I think that right there is just to get people to bite on the under because it just dropped down to 62.5 on that Tennessee Pittsburgh game. So moving on, we've got, of course, Alabama and Texas playing. I think Alabama covers 21.5. I think Tennessee covers minus 5.5. And of course, we got the Florida Gators taking on Kentucky. I can't talk about SEC play without talking about them. I think in this game it goes completely over. 51.5 is what I got it at, and it's still setting up 51.5. I also think that the Gators get it. I don't know if they get it on the points. It's 5.5. I don't know what's up with this 5.5 point spread in the SEC right now, but I don't like it. But what I did is I took the over 51.5, and I put the money line of Florida on there, and that gave me a parlay of around what was that? Plus 167. I put a little bit on there. Nice little cash out. So yeah, I think Florida gets that win against Kentucky. I think Kentucky, not back yet. I know a lot of teams are doing good. I think, Kentucky puts up some points. I think they definitely score at least a couple touchdowns. But I think Florida can consistently score about 34, 35, 36, 40 points. I've watched enough SEC, and I think if anybody out there watching the show right now they know, you kind of know what these programs put up as far as points. And I just think that this gets over because I think Florida and Kentucky will both score some points. I think Florida will score more than Kentucky, but I think Kentucky will get at least a couple of touchdowns and a field goal. So I think that one goes over, and I think Florida wins it by at least a touchdown or more, maybe 2 touchdowns. I don't look for this one to go crazy over like anything like that, but I think Florida could end up scoring 40 points in this game, and I think Kentucky could put up 20. 23, 24 points, something like that. Florida in recent years, and usually, a pretty good team can win in the SEC, but doesn't really do it dominantly, like Alabama does. So we'll see about that. And those are the picks today that I have. We also have an opposite way parlay just to ride on, and that is over on the Discord. If anybody wants to check that out, link is down below in the description. The free Discord, you guys can go over there and check out all the picks. We do live picks all day. We'll be picking other games. There's all sorts of games on. These are just the best ones that we have today that we like. Get them out there to you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to this new program. Really don't have a name for it yet, just throwing it out there. But yeah, this is the Saturday College sports show. So, guys, get out there and get those bets in, and make sure you're checking those odds and seeing where those lines move, because they move constantly on Saturday. And we will see you guys tomorrow for the Sunday edition of the weekend football, because we've got NFL tomorrow.